Pink Moon, got a little tongue-tied. Hello, Pink Moon community. That's what I was trying to get out of my mouth. I'm Ariana Harley, and I'm here to support you with some words, and I have a little writing prompt today. And yeah, just going to share with you. I have to tell you that I'm sitting and looking at the Pacific Ocean, and the sunlight is coming down, and all the water is like diamonds sparkling. It is so magnificent. I feel really grateful. I took a little beach trip, and we were expecting rainy weather here in the Pacific Northwest, but we got the most magnificent sunshine, even though the weather report said rain. Isn't that true to life sometimes, eh? Like sometimes we have an expectation, and it's not what we expect. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. So, feeling really blessed and really grateful. I see Lisa D is here. Hi, Lisa D. So, I invite you, if you have any rose oil. I put some on before I got on this live, but I love rose. If you have some, go ahead and just rub it on your wrists. And a beautiful practice is to hold your hands like wings and hold this pulse point. It is really good in that it's a lot of acupuncture points. And when I do it, I feel like it helps ground me, helps like calm my circuitry and just get me into my body. And then of course, smell the rose. So I'm going to share with you 3 things. So the first thing is I'm going to talk a little bit about rose. When I started working with rose, and when I started working with essential oils, I got this book. It's called Essential Emotions. If you don't have it, highly recommend it. And it talks about the emotional properties of the essential oils. And I love that. I do oil pulls, kind of like a card pull. So I'll just like close my eyes and I'll put my hands over my oils. Be like, what do I need today? And then I'll like pick one up. And then I'll be like, oh, what does this book say about it? So I'm going to share with Rose. I'll share with you, Rose. Rose is known as the oil of divine love. Rose oil holds a higher vibration than any other oil on the planet. It is a powerful healer of the heart. It supports individuals in reaching heavenward and connecting with divine love. Rose teaches us the essential need for the divine grace and intervention in the healing process. As an individual opens to receive divine benevolence in all of its manifestations, the heart is softened. If one can simply let go and choose to receive divine love, they are wrapped in warmth, in charity, and in compassion. Rose invites individuals to experience the unwavering, unchanging, unconditional love of the divine. This love heals all hearts and dresses all wounds. It restores individuals to authenticity, wholeness, and purity. As one feels unconditional love and acceptance, the heart is softened, and the heart fully opens. A fountain of love flows freely through the soul. In this state, one feels charity and compassion. Charity is experienced on behalf of oneself and others, and Rose embodies divine love and teaches individuals how to contact this love through prayer, meditation, and opening the heart to receive. And so I invite you to open yourself to some receiving energy. I'm curious how the cleanse is going. I know it can bring up some of our stuff. And so I have been personally grappling with a lot of ideas of self-worth, being valuable, being important, my own ego and my own voice that gets critical and harsh on me. You know, I should be doing more. I should be further along, that kind of voice. And if you can relate to me, if you relate to that own inner critic, we all have it. I invite you to just find some compassion and bring in the idea of Rose, like the compassion, the calmness. We all have that critic, but I have to say sometimes, like, hold off, critic. Hold off. I'm doing a good job, right? I wanted to say I apologize. My glasses, they're seeing eyeglasses, but the sun is shining in through the window, which is so gorgeous, so it's turning them into these sunglasses. They have that option. So that's why you can't see my eyes. Now I want to share with you, this is a book called Rise, Sister, Rise. It's by Rebecca Campbell. My dear friend, there's this note in here from my dear friend Mika Carew. And I titled this Facebook Live with this title in this book. It says, you can be scared and you can still be safe. And I thought this was really beautiful because when I've grown, I've noticed there are times when I'm getting out of my comfort zone and it feels, not to be redundant, but uncomfortable. It feels, I can process that as feeling scary, like, oh, I don't know this. And the mind, the way it's wired, loves the known. It gets scared with the new because your mind says, oh, if it's known, I know how to do this. I know how to respond. I've known this before. If it's something really new, our mind's like, is this a threat to us? What's happening? Am I safe? Is it okay? And that's just the way we're narrow wired. And so what I've found is that when we are in a growth process, when we're in a change process, there's this element sometimes that we can sometimes like have really good things come, but it could still feel uncomfortable or scary because it's new to us. If you're listening and can relate, type in the chat if yes or hard or something if you resonate with that. So I was noticing like I would start doing better in my career, but it would scare me because I was like, oh, is it all going to go away? Am I going to lose it? And so I think this is a really great thing to be cognitive of, like, oh, something, there's times that good things happen and I still might have feelings of feeling nervous, of feeling scared, of feeling unsure, of already going, oh, I don't know, like now that I have this thing, maybe I'll lose this thing, right? Like I was always afraid of getting really nice jewelry because I thought, well, I didn't even have the jewelry yet, but I was like, what if I lost it? What if it fell off, right? It's that kind of, those things I am speaking of. So it's when we are actually in safe positions. That's different than being in an unsafe situation, and that's not what I'm speaking of. But when we're actually safe and we're growing, but we feel scared, right? So I want to read this again from Rebecca Campbell and share with you what she has to say. I think it's really great. It's okay to be scared. In fact, when it comes to rising and feeling scared or unsure, it's really quite normal, especially when doing the work that your soul is calling you to do. Especially if you are called to forge a new way of doing things and transforming yourself. If you didn't feel a little bit unsure, that would be odd. I've got a quote on my wall by Joan of Arc, which reads this: I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. It just gives me the chills up and down. I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. What a beautiful way to walk into our days, in the morning. If we woke up every day like, I am not afraid. I was born to do this, whatever it is. I have a personal love of Joan of Arc too. For so long, I looked at Joan's fierceness and I wondered, how could she stand with such conviction? However, she is known for courage, and courage isn't the absence of fear. It's facing what you're afraid of. When I feel into that quote now, I feel like it's almost a mantra, assuring herself that she can do it, regardless of the fear. If you're afraid to transform, rise, or pave a new path, that's my heart's deepest prayer for you. To find the courage to rise despite and perhaps especially because of the fear. We are in constant states of change. Each new moment is unknown. We do not know what's coming, and we do not know what we're transforming into. The thing that makes it harder is resisting it, like standing at the edge of the highest diving board and looking down, stopping and taking in the sheer height and all the space between you and the water. The longer you wait, the more excruciating it gets. But if you move in one big sweeping motion, by the time you come up for air, you'll say, that wasn't too bad. Let's do it all again. This is the constant process of rising or moving with life. The longer you resist, the harder it gets. But if you allow the rhythm of the motion to take you, you start to see it as a ride. And this is a really great journal prompt, and I love this. And she writes, "Rise, sister, rise. What are you afraid to do that you have been avoiding?" So this week, I just invite you to contemplate, is there something you've always wanted to do that your soul calls out to you? Are you already doing it? Do you not know? I mean, there was a time in my life where I was afraid to even dream because I was living in a survival mode. I was afraid to want things because I thought, what's the point of wanting them if I can't have them, right? And so I just invite your soul to say, is there something I want to do? Is there a book I want to write? Is there a conversation I want to have? Is there a spiritual practice that I'm called to? Is there a place that my soul is longing to go? Whatever it is. What is it for you? What is it for you? And I'm reading our comments. Marie, hi. It says the audio and video has been loading for a while now. I'm hoping that everything's working and you can hear me. Please someone write in the chat that everything's good. I don't know if that's just on her end or if there's a problem with my internet connection, so that would help me. And I just want to say hi to everyone here. Anne, Caroline, Crystal, and just hello. Those are the comments I'm seeing. If I missed you, I apologize. Let me scroll. Lisa's here. I said hello earlier to her. So again, journal prompt, I invite you, writing down things is really, really, really good for our brains. Like physically writing them. You can type it, but I would even invite you to get a pen and paper out and write down, is there something you want to do that you've been afraid to do? And if so, what is it? And what is keeping you from doing it? And then I wanted to share with you one more poem, and this is a poet I dearly love. His name is Rudy Francisco, and his book is Helium. And I thought this was really gorgeous, so I'm excited to share it with you. It's titled Yes. And sometimes it all arrives at once. The anxiety, the fear, the voices that scratch your confidence like a chalkboard, and somehow all of the oxygen in the room suddenly becomes water, and you begin to wonder if you have what it takes to grow the gills. You wonder if you can blend in with the fish. You wonder if you will ever be able to breathe again. And the answer is, not every building that shakes will collapse. The answer is, not everything that chips will crumble. The answer is, this is temporary, and yes, you will. I love that. So that is my share with you this week. If you are inspired, I invite you in our group to share a dream or something that you've wanted to do and you've been afraid to. What is it? I would love to hear. I will read and respond. I also invite you to be gentle with yourself. Cleansing is a great act of self-love and care. And also, there's an ask for us to look at our shadow side sometimes and look at our fears and look at the parts that are uncomfortable or hard, and that can come up in cleansing. And I read forgive me, I forgot who wrote it, but someone had written, there was an ask of how is it going? How is it going with the cleanse? And someone responded like, I don't know if I'll ever have energy again. And that's a really scary feeling. I can relate. I have just come through a long sickness with long hauler COVID, and I was suffering from chronic fatigue for quite a while, and I thought, will I ever feel better? I didn't know. And then a day arrived where my energy's coming back. I just went on a hike, and I do feel better. And so I just invite you to stay curious, stay in the moment. Our minds can really get tricky with us, and when we're living in the past or we're living in the future, we're suffering, right? Because it's already happened, or it hasn't happened yet. We have no control there, but we have control in this moment. We also have control of how we treat ourselves. We all have that inner critic, and it's great. It's our ego, and it keeps us safe, and it does a really important job for us as human in our human bodies. But it's not the final voice, it doesn't have to be. And so I invite you this week to just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some compassion and self-love. My counselor suggested something that was so great. She's like, Ariana, I want you to make a to-done list, right? Because sometimes my brain will trip out and go, I should be doing more, And so now I'm practicing this, like, wow, look at all that I've done, on the cleanse. I'm like trying to eat less sugar, and I'm still eating sugar, but I'm working on it. Today, I ate a lot less sugar than I did yesterday. Have I completely got rid of all sugar? No, but that's okay. I'm working on it. I'm letting it fall away, and I'm trying, and I'm also being gentle with myself and saying, it's not an extreme. We're in a marathon, not a sprint, right? So I just wanted to remind everyone, slow and steady wins the race. Sending you so much love, sending you so much, I want to say joy from the coast. I hope that you have had moments of joy today. I have had many, and I want to share that with you. And thank you for taking your time and coming on to this live with me. It's a gift. It's really a gift to connect, even through crazy technology and screens. It's a gift to connect. It's a gift to see all of your names pop up and know that you are somewhere in this world with me right in this moment. And what a cool thing that is. Much love. I want to hear how you're all doing. Also, is there anything that in the cleanse you're finding easy or struggling with? Are there things you're craving? Do you find things that are hard to give up? I'm curious. I have a sweet tooth. I've always had a sweet tooth. And that's not good or bad. I think it allows me to also taste and experience the sweetness of life. So I'm grateful for it on that aspect. But sometimes I can overindulge, so I'm mindful of that too. All right. Bye, everyone, and I will be with you next week on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I won't be by the ocean then, I don't think, but I'm looking forward to seeing you.